human consciousness is protect. We need to protect children, and that is the whole legacy of why we're here as humans. We need to protect people. We need to protect the innocent. And there's so much stuff going around that's not any new information that we knew in 2019. We knew all this stuff in 2019, what was going on. But one of the universal laws is they can't hide things from us. So it's going to come into action. And the sad part is there's creatures among us that are not human. They might be wearing human suits, but they're not human. So I don't know why that's so surprising. People get so surprised because there's aliens living among us that have been here for millennia, but they're wearing skin suits. So people get all shocked on this. But if you look back at everything that's been going on in our world, is everybody in the politics is not human. They're either some kind of shapeshifters or they're some kind of alien wearing human suits. And they do all these things to become popular, or they do these things to become famous. And I think that's why we're getting a reset in 2026, because the government, the federation, the consciousness is getting fed up with everything that's going on, because it's time for a reset. And that's why people are so shocked with what's going on, which in all reality, we've known this for years, maybe even decades, that this has been going on. And this is not the first time it's been going on. It's probably been going on since the beginning of civilization as we know it. They're always doing things for a reason. So now, as a new consciousness, we need to protect and we need to do the right thing and change, make a difference, because a lot of the things could be ended. We could end poverty, we could end homelessness, we can end all these things if we could just work together instead of just fighting each other on this. Like if we got together and we decided that, why don't we fund organizations to protect children and protect people, but instead they see this dynamic of what's going on in the world, that we can blind everybody because they're so focused on what's going on in front of them, because they watch every moment of what's going on the TV, but it's all projection. So if we got together and ended hunger as humanity or as consciousness, and we did it together and we helped people that way, wouldn't that mean so much more than just fighting among each other because we're different skin colors or different religions and we're fighting because we disagree with stuff like that? Like, why don't we just get along? It doesn't matter what skin color we are or what religion we are. Can't we just get along with each other? Like, if we started getting along with each other instead of fighting because you're a different color than I am, or you're a different religion than I am, we can't get along. Like, that's the whole dynamic of what they're showing us. There's always going to be wrong in the world. There's always going to be good in the world. You have to choose what you want to do. There's always going to be people that are doing things that are wrong. And there's always going to be some kind of idea that everybody wants to do it because it makes you younger or it makes you more successful. Why don't you do the things that make you not? Why don't you end hunger? or end poverty, and that's your legacy, instead of building a giant society on lies. And I think that's what's happening now, is the truth is coming out. It's been coming out for years. Now people are realizing that they can't do this anymore. Like, it's not working, because they see what's going on, and people are awakened to the idea of this is what's going on. And it's not nothing new. It's just people, pineal glands are opened up, and they can see the truth and see what's going on and see the lies and see everything that's going on in our world, and seeing how messed up it is. And I think that's the interesting part now, is realizing this is so much bigger than you. This is so much bigger than your problems. Like, on a soul level, they're trying to recalibrate the world. And that's the whole awakening process, is so many souls need to recalibrate the world, and we can't just do it one by one. We have to do it all together. So they have to show us the problems that have been going on. And this is not anything new. This is could be going on for 200 years. It's just one person, which he didn't put it together. He's just the puppet master, and somebody else is doing all the stuff behind the scenes, because that's how it works. Is there's always a puppet master, and that's what you see, but there's people behind the scenes that are doing everything. Like, you look at our past president, and you look at all the past presidents. They did good things and they did bad things. But you have to look at it. What's the big picture of what's going on, and why are things happening, and why is stuff coming into light? Because if it's dark, it can't stay dark forever. The light needs to come on. People need to be aware of what's going on. And that's the whole agenda of the awakening, is this has been going on. And we were blind to the whole aspect of it, because we didn't see, because our vision was shut off, because we're programmed as little kids to only see and believe what we think. But now we are awakened to certain experiences, and you see the whole dynamic of this agenda, and you start seeing things from what they really are. And when you know things that are the truth, like, you see what's going on, and you see the society that we've been plugged into, then things make sense. And then you realize that a lot of the stuff that's going on is just a giant distraction. Like, they're trying to distract us from what we need to do in our own lives. So we need to get together as humans and change how things play out, and realize that there's a higher being. If it's God, universe, whatever you want to call it, there's a higher being that's in charge of everything, and you're cohabitating with him or her. And that's the whole agenda, is realizing that things happen the way they need to happen, because the creator, because you're the co-creator, and the creator is showing you things that are going wrong, or they're corrupt in this world, and you can choose to make a difference, or you can choose to end hunger, or end homelessness, or change the whole dynamic, because what they're trying to do is not anything new. They're trying to make it some way, because their agenda, and all these people think, oh, all these conspiracy theories aren't true. But there's a reason that they're true, because evidence doesn't lie. Like, even if you get little fragments of what they're trying to do, and you know what's going on because this is so much deeper than what you're seeing in your eye. Like if you're feeling things or your intuition is telling you stuff that doesn't add up, then you know. Like that's what some people don't understand is your intuition. They try to shut your intuition off because they want to control you. And that's the whole dynamic. Because if you look at everything that's been going on, it makes perfect sense why people allowed things to go wrong for so many years. Now people are like, no, I'm not putting up with this. Like the whole idea of the other social medias that are trying to shut down, they've been trying to shut them down for a long time, but everybody's saying no, no, no. We want this information, we want this spread so people aren't so ignorant anymore. So a lot of people don't like that the internet, when it came in 2000, people didn't like it and they're like, oh, we don't like the internet. But the internet is good or bad. You choose. Just like everything in this world. Now, as adults, we have to protect people that are not able to protect themselves. And that's the whole agenda of what we're supposed to do in this world. So if we could just rise up together and protect everybody and just build not even just an army, but build a consciousness and decide that we're going to do what's right and only what's right. And we're not going to change our moral obligations or change things. And that's what needs to happen. And I think that's the whole idea of this whole year of 2026 is we need to be different than we were in the past. And this timeline is different because things need to come out that were dark for so long. They need to come to the light and they need to be shown. And I think that's the whole idea of what's going on now is people need to open their eyes and say, hey, there's a reason that we need to shine the light on this. We need to shine the light on this and realize what's going on and why it's going on. And we can't be in the dark so long anymore because we need to shine the light on and see what's really happening in the hallways or the dark corners of this world. And I think that's the beauty of the whole stuff that's coming out. And you realize how corrupt our society is. And there's a reason for that because nobody is going to step in and say this is corrupt. Like even the federal entities aren't as good as you think they are. Like they only do so much. And you have to realize that you as an individual could get with another individual and another individual, and you guys can work together on changing things and making a different tomorrow. We could have a different tomorrow than we had before. And that's what we have to decide on. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. And this is the whole idea of getting behind a new idea on this is how our world should be. Now, you can't control everything that's happening, but you can get together, with a bunch of people and do things. So it takes baby steps, but we as a collective can do that together if we all get on the same page of this is wrong. We don't want to be in this society anymore and decide to do something different. Because a lot of people can just do things and they don't have ramifications behind it. And that's what you need to do is they need to be accountable for it. At some point, they're going to be accountable for it. Maybe not in this lifetime, but in a lifetime they will be accountable for it. And I think that's the whole point, is if they get arrested in this lifetime or they get arrested in a next lifetime, it's all part of the cosmic timeline. It's all part of karma, clearing, recalibrating everything. So there's a reason why this is happening when it's happening. And some people don't like that, but there's a world that's set up to teach us, because we are in the school of earth and things happen and we have to make a decision on what we're going to do. And this is so much bigger than what's going on with the blue or the red. Like, you have to decide what's ethically right with children. And I think that's the whole idea of, a lot of people don't understand that there's a lot of things that happen in this world with the little individuals around us that they're not getting protected the way they need to. And that's what needs to change. And I think that's the whole idea of what's going on currently, is people need to open their eyes and say, hey, we need to make a difference. As a collective, we need to make a difference. We need to change this. So what can we do to change this? And I think that's the whole idea of, when you figure out your purpose in this world, what you're supposed to do, how you're supposed to make a difference.